Hello, it's GotAUkulele back with a little interim mid-week video for you. This one coming about because a little while ago I did a video about impartiality in reviews and why I don't get lots of free instruments, and the fact that I only own about 7 or 8. And quite a few people said, well, what are the 7 or 8? I told them. Somebody suggested doing a sort of compilation video. That'd take a bit of time, but I thought what I'd do is some retrospectives of instruments that I reviewed and looked at a long time ago to show you how I'm getting on with them now, why I still own them, why they're special to me. And this is the next in that series, because this one is made by a luthier in the UK in Hebden Bridge called Rob Collins, who builds under the name of Tinguitar. I looked at this back in 2014. That's a date that means something quite special to me, and I'll explain why in a moment. But it's a special instrument as well. I've gigged with this one. I didn't have a 4K camera at the time I first looked at it, so the video quality for the first review is pretty terrible, but I figured it was nice to show you what it looks like in glorious 4K, because this is a solid body electric, fluorocarbon strung electric Seaguar fishing line on here. This was specified by me going up to Hebden Bridge to Rob's workshop to meet him. He's a friend as well as a luthier, where I specified the woods, specified the build, the shape, working with Rob, taking his advice as well as to what was doable, what wasn't doable, getting stupid ideas out of my head, making suggestions. It's a really enjoyable experience and nowhere near as expensive as you think it is. This is reclaimed Brazilian mahogany on the back and sides. It's a solid body with chambers cored into it here before the top is put on to give it some resonance without too much feedback. In this kind of it's Rob's standard tenor shape, but with that cutaway gives it a kind of a Les Paul shape. And then on the top, dropped onto it, is an Indian rosewood, solid Indian rosewood drop top. Looking at it, looks a bit battered now, lots of marks on it, and that's because the body is finished in a shellac French polish. And because I played this so much on stage, sweat on my arm has sort of rubbed it here and scuffed it. And do you know what? I could get it refinished. I could get it looking back to how it was. I don't want to. This is like one of these road-worn guitars, but it was actually road-worn by me. So it really means something to me for that. But the other reason why this means something, because I'm getting beside myself, is in 2014, I spec'd it there with Rob. Sorry to get too maudlin with you, but in December 2014, I was supposed to drive to Hebden Bridge to say hello to him, have a beer, and pay him and pick this up. And I ended up falling over and ending up in hospital with heart failure, kidney failure, and my lungs full of liquid and drowning. It wasn't a very nice experience. It was Christmas. I didn't see the family. I didn't have a family Christmas. I was in hospital over Christmas. And it certainly ruled me going out to see Rob to pick it up. And then, really nice surprise, on the ward or in the visitors' room, Rob Collins and his wife, Mary Agnes Krell from the Grand Northern Ukulele Festival, travelled down from Hebden Bridge, hours driving, hours and hours, through snow to come and drop this off and see how I was. So, it's things like that, stories that really make an instrument. This is partly why I keep this. I keep this because it sounds great. I absolutely love the instrument. I don't want to belie that fact. Let's get back into the details. The bridge here is made of ebony. It's tie bar style with a Corian saddle, rather. The pickup in this is really simple at Rob's recommendation. It's got an Artec passive pickup underneath the saddle, terminating down here to this jack socket. The Artecs are really not expensive, but also just a really neutral tone. So when you sort of throw effects at it, because he knew that's what I was going to be doing, you're just starting with a bass, very, very clear, reliable tone, and that's what it is. So that's wonderful. The neck is made of mahogany in 3 pieces, but it's 3 pieces along its length, and that central stripe is made of maple. That's really pretty. The fingerboard is made of rosewood, and that's got a radius on it of 12 inches, which is a curve across the top here. Superbly comfortable, dots in the normal places and side dots as well, obviously. Up to this really simple flat-topped headstock, faced in more rosewood. I really love how simple that looks. And the tuners that we specified, good quality Grover open gears, small black buttons, really suit the instrument. On Rob's acoustics, which is what he's best known for, he'll put the Tinguitar logo, which is the roof lights of a northern factory, which is where Rob's from in the north, on the sound hole image. That's his logo, but there's no sound hole here, and I really wanted that image to tell me this was a Tinguitar, and it does say so underneath the jack plate in there. But equally, I got him to put that building logo here on the side in a paragraphic pen, so that tells me that's the Tinguitar logo. Wonderful, 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 wonderful instrument, and as I say, one that has more of a story to tell than just the instrument that I bought, and it certainly wasn't just bought from Amazon or something like that. But it would mean nothing if it didn't play very well, and like I say, I've played this a lot. You can tell I've played it a lot on stages. I've got very sweaty playing it. It's played effects, and I love it. I've always loved playing this. I've done a lot of jamming with this. I've done a lot of gigs with this. It's running now just on a clean setting, no effects, into a Roland AC33. Loads of sustain to it. I think it's got a wonderful tone for an electric. I would never, ever sell this for obvious reasons, but I wouldn't sell it even if I'd just bought it and he just delivered it and I'd never met the guy, because it's just a really, really wonderful tenor. The Tinguitar solid, custom for me, mahogany and rosewood top, electric. Made by Rob Collins, Tinguitar, Hebden Bridge in the UK. I think the guy's a bit of a genius. I love his instruments. I've got one of his sopranos as well. And I absolutely love owning this one. As you can see, there's a lot of love gone into it. I love how scratched and worn it is. It reminds me of gigs I've played. There we are. That's another retrospective, another look back at some of the instruments that I own and treasure. I'll try and do some more look backs coming up, as people seem to like the last one about the Flea. Got some other interesting instruments we can talk about, but this one's probably got the best story to it. Really helps. It's a really nice instrument too. See you very soon, back at the weekend as well as ever with an instrument review, the one I'm really looking forward to doing and lots of people are talking about. But anyway, Tinguitar, very, very nice. See you very soon. Bye bye.